Hello. If you can hear me, if you're joining me, do drop a comment down below. Just going to give you a heads up. So let me just update this. So it's obviously today is what the second is a new year. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm just joining. I'm currently right now in where am I? I'm in Orlando. I'm about to make my way over to the Philippines. I'm actually going to Dubai, and I'll give you a little bit of an update on the old Amazon journey, how we're getting on. If you guys are obviously on Instagram as well, feel free to drop a message. I'll kind of give you an update on the thing. Oh wow, December's actually pretty good. Let's kind of give you a show. Like, there we go. That's like 3 million in sales. 3 million, isn't that amazing? There's so much cash. So yeah, you can see we went kind of like we went down. Now we come back up again. So really happy with that. USA, I can give you an update on the USA because I have a graph. I got my ops manager to share a graph with me. Happy days. I'll give you the update on that one. We actually did less money than normal, but we did more profit. We're way more profitable in December than we've ever been, which is great. So I want to show you that. If you can see here, 1.28 million, and you're looking just at this side. That's the most recent one there. That's about 100, I think about 100,000, 100 bit thousand. Nice chunky profit on that. We're talking like 35%. Pretty happy on that one. In the past, we've probably been a little bit lower, like high 20s, early 30s. That one I'm pretty happy with as well. So really happy with that one. But yeah, it's been good. And if you want to know, I'm now about to make my way over to where am I going? Or I've forgotten. My God, I'm going to Dubai. I should really know that because obviously I'm about to get on a plane going somewhere. So if you guys can hear me, do drop me a comment down below. Gigs has already jumped in. Hey Gigs. Hey Tom. How are you getting on? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm using like some I'm using some Samsung noise buds, not my big headphones. I'm kind of in like I was having trouble with these earlier. Not really sure why, but I'm just kind of like seeing how these go. So yeah, just make sure you can start it off. So let's kind of jump through. And obviously, they just check that I'm live on Instagram. Otherwise, Tom's going to be having a good day. Am I live? Woohoo! 1 second. Yeah, we're live. Although the only problem is, it's not showing up over here. Hashtag, don't you just love, should we say, modern technology? Let's going to do it again. Let's check. Coming back, can we check? Is it live? Staffy54 says, we're live. Yeah, good. We now have the Instagram feed. It's working. Don't worry, I've got you here. Staffy54 says, all good here. And then Quasm says, I can hear you. Fantastic. Thanks so much. And obviously, um, Jazz JF has joined. Sane Fritas has joined as well. So obviously, if you want to know, I'm on my way to. Maybe it's because like, no, there we go. There we go. It is updating. Yeah, live on Instagram. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Obviously, I'm on my way to Dubai. Literally, I'm going to finish this live call, and I'm going to jump straight on a bus. Not bus, like it's just the airport shuttle. It's like 5 minutes around the corner, so there's no point getting an Uber. Straight to the airport, and then check into some nice business class lounge. Emirates. Hashtag excited. Let's go jump over gigs. New Year started off strong by ordering a VA. Fantastic. And if anyone wants to know, hey gigs, honestly, well done. If anyone wants to know, we will be anyone who's hiring a VA over the next 3 weeks in Fast Track FBA. You're also going to be getting our admin mastery course. So that's £600 or $700. It's the entire admin processes we use within my own business, but both the USA and UK. So you can get that as well when you hire a VA. So gigs, check it out. We'll obviously update that for you as well. So honestly, great to see that. And obviously, you're going to be working closely with my team, and you'll see the SOPs. I think next week we're going to also update the MBA workbook. It's pretty much done. It's just the final bits being things. So you'll see that MBA workbook as well. And you get any questions, let us know. But obviously, welcome to the club. And I think you're going to have a strong start on Instagram. 1 second. Yeah, you're right. I can see. 1 second. If you guys, I think we got caught up on Instagram there. Someone said Staffy54 said lost on Instagram. I'm just checking my connection. It could be a problem. Let me check 2 seconds. Ping. Gotta do the ping. If you can hear me on Google, that works as well. Or on Google, on YouTube. I hope right, fine. I'm going through. Okay, fine. Hi. Yep, I can hear you. Fine. Cool. Fantastic. Someone said T Clapton said he had a problem. So I know I just had a problem on Instagram. Let me know if you can hear me fine on YouTube. It could be a bit of an issue. It could be my connection. Yeah, connection seems okay. It was a bit playing up earlier, so let's going to go through. Hi Tom, need your advice ASAP. I'm booking flight to Manila now, and I've been asked if I want Qatar insurance through AIG. What do you recommend for insurance, possibly a year away? I don't. I just book it. By the way, I just pay with my Amex card. Like Amex Platinum has insurance on it, so I pay for everything on my Amex Platinum, and then once I like that kind of, I use that insurance. So I never use anything else. By the way, I pay for it my business and then pay it back off my business, if that makes sense, if it's personal. So just use the platinum one. That's what I would always say. I never pay for insurance like ever. I just use, you pay for it on your platinum card. Hope that makes sense. Let's have a quick look through. John Sinclair, evening. What's your advice on jumping on listing if Amazon are on it but sharing the buy box? Happy traveling. Thank you. So if you are sharing the buy, or if Amazon, look, statistically speaking, Amazon, you're probably going to get less profits with listings on Amazon's. Why? Because like it's what we've seen, but also as well, I did an interview with Scott Needham. He talked about that. He did the analysis of like listings where Amazon's on the buy box and listings where not, and then they looked at where the percentage decreased to, like always on the buy box, sometimes on the buy box, rarely, never. And he said literally my gross profit went down, my margin went down. So I think that's a really important thing. So that's number one. I think also number two is the fact that I would test it, but I think majority of the time you probably want to just be a bit careful and also kind of make sure that your margin's good enough. Not like, oh, it's okay, Amazon is sharing now. They might come back and not share with you. They might share with someone else. Remember, it's Amazon's marketplace. They can be really mean. So kind of help that makes sense. Staffy54 on Instagram. Let me know if I'm back yet. And I know, so I think you lost me, but that's fine. Qasim said, "Are you ungated for everything?" No, like Apple, we're not ungated for. There's a couple in the USA. We've got lots. Like we need to get ungated on like 30 different applications right now. USA, I don't think we have any. Like we're not applying for Apple, but like there's nothing we're really trying to challenge for. Majority of the time, you can get ungated just with revenue, like if you sell well enough. But ungating is really simple, by the way. If you're going to get ungated, just simply find the supplier and buy the product, 10 items, ship it in. Like everyone who starts out thinks ungating is a big problem. It's not. It really isn't. Once you learn that, you're like, it's quite easy. So hope that makes sense, Kazim. And Dr. Dornoff Sharif, let me know if there's any questions you got down below. So let's kind of jump through. You're quiet on YouTube, by the way. Maybe wrong mic. Let me know. I think, Terry, I think we're all good now. Just let me know if you can hear me. I assume so, considering people are still asking questions. Not like, Tom, where did you go? Where did you go? So yeah, let's kind of go through. Hello, Thomas. Can you please mention best suppliers to start away? You're on Facebook, I think, at the moment. So my advice would be fasttrackfba.com, and then go up to resources, and then go to blogs. And what you're going to see is you're going to see what's it called? Just go to top 100 suppliers, and there you'll get my UK and USA ones. So absolutely fine. Top 100 suppliers. That really helps out. So yeah. Just check that out. That's really going to help you, and they'll give you the tops of my best supplier websites. Also, if anyone else is interested, right now I'm going to be doing a webinar on Thursday about how to grow your Amazon revenue by $10,000 a month in just 5 hours a week. So it's something that I've shown to a lot of people, and I think you can get there in 3 months' time. It's not the most challenging. So if you're interested, have a look at fasttrackfba.com. You'll see a little pop-up and you can register for the webinar. It's fasttrackfba.com, and also you'll see a little pop-up and you can register for the webinar, and it's basically how to grow your revenue by $10,000 per month in just 5 hours a week. So I'll show you that, and actually it kind of goes less. So check that out. I think you'll like that, and obviously if you're interested in growing your business, obviously I'm going to be there supporting you guys and see that as well. So very much focused around that. Let's go and jump through. T. Clapton, £350, I know, $400 for a one-way flight using 80k Avos with Qatar, London, Doha, Manila. Very excited. Yeah, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Like, you try and pay, and that's business, isn't it? So you try and pay for that normally. My God, that's going to be like 5,000 probably, and you're like £350. Now you can understand why I fly so much, because it's like not very expensive. And hey, I think you'll love it flying Qatar. Qatar's supposed to be like one of the top ones. Their business is like first class. I think you'll really enjoy that. Just drinking my coffee. Man needs coffee in life. So yeah, definitely do that. If anyone wants to know, you can do it on the BA website. That's the most important thing. Guys, if you're on Instagram, drop me a hi. Just drop me anything. I want to see if anyone's there. Is anyone actually there on Instagram, or is it like frozen forever? I've got it on my phone, but I want to know if you guys are actually there. So let's kind of jump through. Gigs, how do you manage passwords for accounts of retailers or VAs? 1 second. We don't really. Like, we just give them the password, and then we change it when we need to. Long story short is because even with like LastPass, if they want to steal the password from you, they can. It's really easy. They literally just go to LastPass to fill it out, and they do right mouse click. Louise Crude, sorry, I thought it was Louis down the bottom. Hey Louis, let me know if you've got questions. Drop it down below. But if you've got things like LastPass, your VA can literally do right mouse click, change from password to text, and obviously now they can see the password. So if they want to steal it, it will help, but they can do it really easily. So we don't really bother. We just give it to them and then change it whenever a VA leaves or something happens. We also change them quite regularly anyway, just as good practice. So hope that makes sense. We don't. We just give them the password. Let's go jump through. Do you add prep fees in the SDK settings? Yes. Yeah, we have it. We have prep fees in our SDK settings. I'm thinking like set essential. So the answer is no on 0, but on SDK yes, because yeah. So we'll factor it in. So yeah, SDK has the prep fees included in it. That's cool. Zelwyn, are there any credit cards you can pay off in 60 days like Amex Plum? But what's the equivalent in the US? So you're talking about like, what do you mean? Like 60 days is in like that's the limit, or like you can hold it for longer? But if you, I don't know. I think stay there. Let me just look at what Amex Plum is because I want to make sure. But you're saying credit card, Amex Plum. Because if you're saying like 60 days, it sounds like a charge card. Yeah, early pay discount. Stay in control of your cash up to 60 to pay. Yeah, so like I think it's basically it's technically a charge card. Amex Plum. Yeah, I think does Amex Plum. Yeah, so it's called a charge card. It's not a credit card. It's a charge card, and Amex Platinum is a charge card. Amex Gold is a charge card. So there's no limit as long as you pay it off. And I think you have like 58 days. So technically we don't have a plum, but we do have charge cards, and Amex Gold and Amex Platinum would be those ones that we'd look at. So just be mindful of that. That is a kind of thing that you can think about. Jamie on Instagram dropped in, hey Jamie, let me know if you've got questions. Zelwyn, hopefully that answers the question. Drop it down below. Surface, how does SDK account for VAT? So you tell it the products that you're buying and obviously the VAT setting, and it will either take the VAT off the product if you paid it, and then obviously it gets the VAT fees from Amazon, and then it'll work out all, and you tell it whether you're VAT registered or not, and then obviously it'll work out it'll take off the VAT off the cost of goods, it'll do the revenue minus the fees plus the VAT, and then it will calculate how much you owe on the purchase, and then it will just show you the difference. So you can look through the transaction, it shows you the VAT, how much it is. There is an STK website, or not website, STK group. You can ask that question, and I'm sure Norm will give you a lot more detail than I will. But yeah, it does it. It's not very challenging. You just kind of put the details in. Going to Kevin K. I've subscribed to all. Whoa. Sorry, 1 second. I've subscribed to your lead service. I'm getting an error 500. Haven't been able to access the site at all. Can you help? Tech team isn't reaching out. Oh, interesting. Stay there. I will. I'm going to send a screenshot to my dev team and ask them to have a look. I'm really sorry about that. I haven't heard anything else at all. Nor have my sales and service team said, hey, like we've got a problem. So let me just see. Oh my god, sorry, 1 second. I'll take a screenshot. I'll take a photo of this. And then photo camera. And I'll get this guy like Tom getting his camera out. Hey guys. Bang. Turn the flash on, why don't you? At my dev team. At the dev team. Cool. Let me get my team to check on that. Unfortunately, I can't do it right now because if I do it now, I'll probably crash the website live or the live. But I hope that kind of makes sense. But I'll get the team to check it. I'm so sorry about that. It might just be something really simple, like it's the new year. It's the Y2K bug, but 2022 version. 2023, get it right, Tom. Sorry, Kevin, but don't worry, we'll be back up soon. T claps in. Yes, business Amex card or personal Amex card used only for business. I've got an accelerator business Avios or just a platinum business Avios personal. Fantastic. Yeah, I've got so I've got a business Amex and personal Amex only used for business. Yeah, so careful with Amex, like or should you say credit cards. like Amex Gold doesn't have the insurance. It's the platinum that you need it for. That's the important one. So your platinum has it. So it will just be the platinum because you pay for the insurance. If I give you another example, like I use a, what do I have? By the way, you have to pay for the thing with it. I have like, I have a Revolut, if you want to. It's a Revolut card. They also have insurance with it. It's not as good, but it is insurance. But the other one I really like about this, and I'm not going to kind of show my card details, it also has, I don't know if you can see it there, World Elite. So when there's no Amex Lounge, I can get into the MasterCard World Elite. I found one in my life. It's not very good, but I wasn't very impressed. Amex is much better, but you can do it. So definitely, it's got to be the platinum that you use, and that'll give you the insurance for when you travel. So I hope that makes sense. Jake Turner on Instagram. Hey, Jake Turner. Let's go and jump through Fizzy Jizzy. Hey Tom, I'm in the UK. How do you go about getting negated Nike and Adidas? I'm not really too sure. I don't really buy them in the UK. I think the most important thing like would be there must be reset like wholesalers of Nike and Adidas who'll sell them on. That would be my kind of like I just that's the only thing I could think of. We don't do much clothing in it because yeah, it's just not a big thing that we do. It's like the returns are too high. I don't know Nike. I'd probably ask in a couple of groups. Sorry, I know I'm not the most helpful person in the world. Like, come join Tom's live. Can't answer my question. Thanks, Tom. So yeah, like the only one I can really do is just do a Google search. I don't know. We don't do clothing in the UK. I think it's because one day my team went and bought size 36-inch waist, like 21-inch leg. I was like, what? Like no. And they toured like 100 pairs. This was like 3 years ago, and I kind of stayed away from it ever since. My USA team do a bit, but not much. So I think I've kind of moved away from it. But definitely, I know in the US it's a big, big, big market. Not so big in the UK. Fizzy Jizzy cashback apps to use the best. I do. One second. I do. Should we say cashback apps? I don't really do apps, but the one that I will tell you about is I use airtime rewards. Will it let me log in? Yeah, I do use airtime rewards. Like we're pretty decent right now. I think you get £703 to collect back. So top tip for you, obviously we use like a cashback credit card. So let's say for example we're going to use Capital on Tap. They do 1% cashback. On top of that, I'll use a cashback website, Top Cashback and Quidco, for example, if you're going to do, because obviously in the UK. But then the final one is I will link my Capital on Tap card to airtime rewards, so I'll get all three cashbacks at once. So that kind of really helps out. Now, airtime rewards doesn't work for everything, but when my team spend in the right stores, it does work out quite well. So I hope that makes sense. Jake Turner on Instagram said, what tools would you say are the most important to have for FBA? Obviously, Amazon Professional Selling Account, SaaS Seller Amp I really like. That's probably it to start with. Then I'd probably say you might want to get like something like, you don't need Keeper. SaaS has Keeper like Graphs. It works really well, but I think Keeper will probably be the next one. Maybe, and then the one after that, I'd probably say like Seller Toolkit or something just to see your P&L. And then you can start repricing manually, and then finally I'll do repricing. SDK has a reprice on it, it's pretty good. And that's it. Like I think that's all we use. We don't really use anything else. There's a couple of free ones you can use as well, like DS Quick View, Amazon DS Quick View, something like that. DS Amazon Quick View. That's the only one I'd say. Yeah, like I don't think you need to spend a huge amount on tools. Hope that makes sense. Jake Turner over on Instagram over here. Woohoo! Hit me, give me a love heart if you like that, Jake. Give me a love heart. Or everyone else watching, give me a like. Just tell me the YouTube algorithm that I can actually give some decent content. Otherwise, it's just Tom drinking coffee, talking to himself. Snappy Fish. I often buy things from Amazon warehouse used and flip them elsewhere for pocket money. Can't seem to get my mindset to click into FBA. Get your point. I understand. And you're like, wow, the margins are amazing on this. Great. And just imagine this. Let's say, for example, right now, Jake, thank you so much. Just imagine this. You're making good money. And now you start making more money than you can buy in warehouse goods. And let's say, for example, you have $10,000 or pounds spare. Well, the net result is you want to invest that money, don't you? Because it's making nothing in the bank. Now, you might be getting 60, 80% ROI on the products you're buying from warehouse used. Well, what if someone could tell you get 30% ROI on OA and you can spend that 10,000 quite easily? You'd be like, oh, okay, fine, cool. So that's what happens, and what you generally tend to find is people do like RA first, much higher RA margins, and they get to a point where they just can't buy anymore. They run out of like stuff. Then number two is then they'll start moving to OA, and then they'll grow that, and then they'll move over to wholesale. as we progress through the journey, you start spending more and more money. So I hope that kind of makes sense, Snappy Fish. And the other thing which I will say, if anyone's interested, we're doing a webinar on Thursday about how to add $10,000 per month to your business in less than 5 hours per week. So I'll talk you through how I've done that and shown other people to do it. So if you're interested in learning about that webinar, do go to fasttrackfba.com. There'll be a little pop-up that comes up in the right-hand corner. And obviously you can sign up for that webinar. That will be on Thursday to grow your business by $10,000 per month in just 5 hours per week. But hey, Snappy Fish, I'm sure you're smashing it with warehouse used, but when you've got too much money, perhaps maybe that was going to be helpful for you. Let's kind of jump through. T. Clapton, 40 kilogram luggage, I know. Actually, sometimes you get 3 20s. Like if you go business, you give you 3. It could be 2. If you go first, you get 3 20s. I know that. So yeah. No, you don't need to travel. Like, my God. By the way, when you travel business class, everything's included. Like all the luggage, you don't have to worry about anything else. Like when you economy, it's like, oh, no, business class gets luggage automatically. And you'll get like a nice airport lounge, by the way. You'll also get you get the airport lounge, you get what else? You get other bits and bobs, like on the flight, it's really nice to give you champagne when you fly off, like, they give all the food, it's absolutely fine. Apparently my camera has low FPS, it's probably a bit too dark in here. Let's kind of jump through. Is my laptop heating up? Possibly. Can I do that? No, I want to go that way, don't I? Wait, give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to do this. Tom, maybe my laptop's getting a bit too hot. Eek. Okay, let's do this. 1 second, people. Sorry. Technical last minute adjustments on the YouTube live. Let's go through. Hi, I'm in my first year of trading, year ending August, and I made 5.5k profit. Honestly, well done. Really, really well done. Like at the end of the day, like probably when you first started, you'd like any profit I'd be super, super happy with. I think that's really, really important. You said, however, in Q4 2022 alone, I made 5.1k net, looking to continue growth. Yeah, honestly, really well done. And by the way, like, let me ask you a question. When you go to university, how much profit do you make from university? Nothing. And of course, you're going to earn money out. I get it. But the one reason I say that is because everyone starts this business off thinking you should be like making so much money straight away. But you're like, no, like when you first start off, you're paying, it's an education. And if you make profit, then by God, you're on fire. But like, don't expect it. Really don't. Like if the first 3 months you're just breaking even to figure out the model, absolutely fine. You've got to learn that, but it's a free education, isn't it? So honestly, well done to you. And obviously, do continue to do that growth. I think that's a really important point. Ask questions, share, join. I think you really like that. I'm just going to jump over to, you can't really see, 1 second, let me just go here. Can I do this? Woohoo! Let's do a quick refresh. My computer's going to break down. So if anyone's on the old Instagram stream, I can see you. Stassi, I think it is. Hey, at what stage would you say to hire the VA? Stassi Bags SX or Stassi Bags X. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, Tom's trying to fix this. So I can see you, don't worry. So yeah, there we go. Oh, it hasn't updated. That's a bit annoying. I can see you on my phone. Don't worry. Stacey Bags. Stacey Bags. I can see you on my phone. Don't worry. You do exist. I've got you. You're right here. At what stage would you say to hire a VA? I think, look, if you're going to hire a VA, it's a really good question. I'll kind of put it right here. Can you see it better? There you go. At what stage should you hire a VA down here? Long story short, if you're going to hire a VA, I kind of talk about the 5 metrics you should think about. Number 1, profitable. Know what you're doing. Super, super important. Number 2, ideally you want about $5,000, £4,000, $5,000 as a minimum to be able to invest in the deals your VA is about to find. And then in addition to that, you're probably going to be managing them about 5 hours a week. So when you think about, you need to have about 5 hours per week that you're going to manage them and support you through that. And obviously really taking the business long-term wise. That's going to be so important because the net result is that you're going to have to try and, you're going to train this person up. And what I will say is it's not month 1, they start to build up and add value. Like after 6 months, your VAs are on fire. So Stacey Bags X, I know you're on Instagram, but we can't see you right now. Question is generally profitable, £4,000 to £5,000 per month, £4,000 to £5,000 in cash on a credit card or in the bank. That's absolutely fine. We're not looking for more than that, and it doesn't need to be per month, by the way. My God, my Instagram is not having a good day. What is going on? Yeah, and then the other one, there we go, cool, we're back. And then the other one is 5 hours a week. That's pretty much it. So Stacey on Instagram, I hope that makes sense. And Rakon444 has joined. Sorry if I'm doing there. So thank you. Kevin K said thanks Tom. Okay, let's go through. T Clapson, I have the Platinum 2. It's cashback though, not Avios. And I'll call them to make sure they've got insurance cover, things like this. As far as I'm aware, so long as you pay for like the trip, so like we pay with points, but I pay the 380 tax, you're fine. That's the cover. That's the insurance. We use that all the time. That's the way it works. But do give them a call, find out. But yeah, platinum he needs to go. Neil Patel, hi. Do you see longevity in Amazon selling? I'm currently wholesale. Okay, good question. But let me ask you the question. Like, Stacey Bags, no problem. Glad that helped out. By the way, if you want to book a call, Stacey, on my team, fasttrackfba.com/VA, we've got a special offer now in January. Anyone who buys in the first 3 weeks of January will get my Amazon admin mastery course. It's about $700 value. You get that free as part of the package. But you have to buy the first 3 weeks of January. After that, we won't offer it again. We do this promotion because I want to help you guys out with your business, and hopefully you'll see all my admin processes. So that's inventory management and cash flow management, everything you need for that. So coming back to Neil's question, do I see longevity in it? Amazon's the biggest marketplace. Okay, two things. Number one, Amazon's the biggest online seller right now in the world. Like, there's no one bigger than it, and we know that for a fact. Number two, every year, right now, more revenue comes from third-party sellers on Amazon's marketplace than from Amazon's own sales. It's about 60% as far as I'm aware, top of my head. And the third thing, that percentage, i.e. that 60%, is increasing every year. So more and more of Amazon's revenue is coming from third-party sellers. I believe if it were to ever happen that Amazon was seen as a monopoly and they would have to, like either get rid of third-party sellers or stop selling themselves, they would just stop selling themselves and become a service that allow other people on. Why? Because we do more revenue than them right now. And by the way, Amazon don't make huge amounts of money from their own sales. They make all the money from AWS. So allowing to become a service provider, yeah, definitely. I don't see short term. If anything, look at Walmart. Walmart have started doing third-party fulfillment. They're now the second biggest third-party fulfillment company in the US, bigger than eBay, by the way. And eBay only do third-party fulfillment. And the interesting thing is the fact that if you think about that, more and more companies are going to start copying the model of Amazon and allow third-party sellers. Why? Because it works. You see that with Amazon's success. So yeah, long term, absolutely fine. 10 years, no problem. I wouldn't really question that. Jay Kaplan. Hi, Tom. Bit of a difficult question on guessing the answer, but varies on sales. What would be the max number of competitors you'd be to compete on listing? Doesn't really matter. So a couple of things. If the listing's selling 1,000 units per month and there's 100 sellers, fine. Like, I'm not really too worried, as long as the thing. The real question I'm going to ask, and the metric I'm going to get you to look at, is take the number of listing sales, divide it by the number of people on the listing who are roughly you consider as competitors. Generally, it's not like, so it could be everyone on the listing, it could be half of them. How many people do you consider as competitors? And then multiply that by the profit. Now for me, if that cash value isn't more than $15, I'm not interested, or £15, I'm not interested. So if it's like, I'll give you an idea, it might be like 2 people on the listing, it's selling 10 times a month, one person on listing plus me, that makes 2, 10 times a month, great, I'll get 5, and it's 10p profit. It's not worth my time. But it might be that it's selling one list, there's like 10 sales a month, 9 people on the listing plus me, that makes 10, but I'm going to make $100 profit each one. Fine, I might get involved. So again, how many am I realistically going to sell multiplied by the profit? That's what I'm looking at. It's about time. I hope that makes sense. Guys, if you've got questions, I can see you on Instagram. It's not loaded there, but I can see you here on the screen. I'll just say hi. Restay. In a previous video, you mentioned you recently got accepted in the USA for an Amex card. Yeah, I did last week. That was really cool. Not a thing. Did you build up your credit rating? Use SIM only, or did you just wait for a year and apply? I basically have a personal Amex. I've had that for over 6 months, and then I just kind of used the same account to create. That's the way I went through it. So I did apply probably about a month ago and got rejected, and I was like, hey guys, I spent $250,000 with you and you're rejecting my Amex application for like, I basically asked for £5,000 limit on the business, and they were like, oh yeah, try again. And I forgot, and then I tried again this month, and they were like, fine, it worked. I did have to call them back and like verify a few things, like name, address, etc. But yeah, I got accepted. Do you have recommendations in the UK? E-commerce accountants. E-commerceaccountants.co.uk. That's it. Yeah, they're like kind of red and white and black. Red and white, I think mainly the colours are. Yeah, you'll see them on Google. That's the ones I use. I know Joe, the owner, met him many times. Adam just registered for a free webinar. Hey Adam, glad to hear it. Honestly, I think you're gonna do, guys. If you want to know, I'm going to do a free webinar on Thursday. It's going to be cool. It is called, not going to be called. It is called "How to Grow Your Revenue by $10,000 per month in just 5 hours per week." And if you're interested in learning about it, go to fasttrackfba.com. You're going to see a pop-up come up. You can click through that and obviously join the webinar. And I'm going to share in there about what that is and obviously how you can do that and how it's only for arbitrage sellers and it's people who are already selling. So if you're already selling, doing arbitrage, it's really going to help you out on how to grow that. So check that out. And Adam, obviously great to have you there as well. So looking forward to that. I am Bing77 on Instagram. Fantastic. Neil Patel, are Amazon UPS pallets insurance cover full amount in the UK? So I'm not an expert. I've not read the T&Cs. I'd recommend doing that. But I do believe that when you pass it to UPS, they are insured for the cost value so long as you can prove it. I do believe, don't quote me. And the reason why I say that is I am Bing 77 is also going to register for the webinar on Instagram. Hey, I am Bing. Looking forward to that as well down here. Thank you very much. Thank you. No, thank you. When you talk about the UPS, I do believe, and the reason why I say that is because you can, when UPS lose stuff, you can go back to Amazon and say, hey, UPS have lost it, and then Amazon will reimburse you. So I'm not 100% on it, but as far as I'm aware, that's the way it works. So you can do that. So yeah, let me know, guys. I've got about 13 minutes left. I do want to finish a bit early, 10-2 rather than on the thing. And the reason why I say that is because I need to go get to the airport. I've got a nice business class flight to fly, and I want to go enjoy the lounge and do everything. Like, it's really important. So 1 second. No more coffee from a cardboard cup. I want to be drinking champagne and stuff. Man's got a life to live. Let's go. Hi Tom, I'm a new seller, subscribed to Fast Track FBA lead service. Great, fantastic, honestly great to have you here, so well done. I could not find any leads which are ungated. Okay, almost everything is gated. Can this lead service help the new sellers? So we do get leads that come out which are ungated. The only thing which I will say is they'll come out kind of like, they're probably going to be the first few to go in each day, so do check back. The other thing which I could possibly recommend, we are going to make some improvements over the coming weeks, and you'll see that we are making improvements around the ungated and also the deals that we provide. But I also would recommend you can potentially contact sales and service, which is a little chat head window in the bottom right. You can ask them about what's in the Slack feed. So you can basically get a feed on your phone of all the deals. The moment they go live, they get pushed out to that, so you can see that as well. And so obviously you can literally click on it, go straight to the website, and then it will go like, cool, checking ungated, yeah, we're fine, you can sell it, or no, you can't. So generally what we'll find is all the ungated ones go first, because a lot of people are new sellers. So like, while I'd like to have about 1 million ungated deals, like we don't have that many unfortunately, but I do think for you, like, definitely get the Slack feed, check that daily, and you do get them. The one thing I will say, look, if you're not happy with it, then I do think, do contact us. After like 5-10 days you're not happy with it, contact us. We'll be able to see your activity and say, look, you haven't really spent anything. We can give you a refund, and we will do that. Like, if you're not feeling like, hey, this service is not for me, contact us. We'll give you your money back, and so I appreciate that. So last thing I want you to do is to be buying a service which doesn't work for you. I think that's the most important thing. It's got to add value. So I hope that makes sense. It's going to go to Neil Patel. What's your viewpoint on Amazon becoming saturated with many, should we say, entrants of the wholesale model? No, it's not going to, like, there's always going to be margin to be made. Saturated is like, what, by the way, like, it is more saturated than it's ever been. But for some weird reason, people are still making money. There's a reason why I have like 3 million in sales and 1.2 in the US. Just understand that, like, there is money to be made. Is it as easy money? No, not at all. Will there be easier money to make elsewhere? Yes, of course. Amazon isn't going to last forever. We know that for a fact. That's just life. If should we say, like, Enron was a really bad example. Kodak or Blockbuster, they didn't last forever. Nor will a lot of these companies. They'll change. But is it a good opportunity now? Yeah, hell yeah. Get the money while you can, and then maybe move over to do some. If you're going to do wholesale, definitely look at Walmart. Walmart would be a really good option. So I definitely look at those. I think they'll be really helpful for you, and that's going to support you in, like, doing what you need to do. So yeah, check that out. I think that'll be really supporting you in where you need to go. So yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. SJ said, what's the monthly fee for a VA? So the VAs work for you directly. They cost you £400 or $500 per month. That's it. That's what you're going to pay. We give you bonus schemes, we give everything you need to know for a VA, and then the final one, you just pay us the one-time fee. And what I will say is, if you are interested in a VA right now, during January, if you buy a VA from us during January, and by the way, what do you get? You get the VA themselves, fine. We give you a fully trained VA, who's going to be supported by us. We support them for 3 months. That's 3 months during January. We're going to be checking, supporting them. If you get any problems, questions, you can drop us a quick message. My team will jump on a call with your VA directly and help solve those problems. That's keeper, deal analysis, stores, maybe like websites, maybe they're struggling, for example. We can do that for you. And then number 2 is the fact that we're going to help you out. You're going to get a weekly support call from my team. So you've got a group call that you can join, and that's really helps out just kind of be a good leader and how to manage the team effectively, ask questions around leadership. And then obviously, if the worst were to happen, if the VA decides to say, hey, this isn't for me, I'm going to quit, or then you get unlimited replacements for the next 3 months or for the first 3 months. If you're not happy with the VA, you want to change it, you can replace them at any time in the first 3 months, as many times as you like, which I think is really, really important. And then I think the final one to do on top of this is the case that if you're still not happy at any point after that, within any point over the 3 months, even if you've had a replacement, you can get 100% of your money that you paid us back. That's not a problem. You can literally say, hey Tom, it's been 2.5 months, VA's not right for me, can I have my money back? We're like, sure, there's your money. We'll take the VA off you and give you your money back. And the other one is, if you're going to do it now in the first 3 weeks of January, you're going to get our admin mastery course. This is all my SOPs, my processes for managing my financials, cash flow, profit loss, balance sheet, and you're going to also get the inventory side of it. So it's not in the financial, but the inventory part is all admin mastery. You get that as an add-on. It's free. It's only available as part of this January package, which is in the first 3 weeks of January. If you're interested in wanting more, fasttrackfpa.com/VA, and you can see more. You can even book a call with my team if you want to know. But it's only in January we're doing that offer. We always do a little bit of a promotion, and we're obviously giving that. If you give me a call on week 3 plus 1 day, the answer will be no. You have to buy it in that 3 weeks. So, and by the way, I'd recommend getting it now rather than waiting. If I'll wait, it's because obviously it takes time for us to get the VAs right. And if you wait towards the end, you're going to have to wait maybe last year people were waiting 1.5 2 months for the VA. So if you hire it now, you get them early. You've got money. It's January. Get hiring. Can't say that enough. fasttrackfpa.com/VA. Let's kind of jump through massive action. Tom's got 7 minutes. He needs to go quicker. Need more coffee. Hey Tom, how much are VA wages in the Philippines? So we do 25,000 pesos. So it's about £400, $500, 25,000 pesos. Cost of living is going up in the Philippines. What's the average wage? And upper wage, and they create listings on Amazon, So we're just going through this now. It's pretty much been finalized. I did it this morning. We do pay rises between 3 and 6% right now in the Philippines, and we'll generally say the metric will be, if they've worked for us for over a year, or at least 1 year, they'll be eligible. And then also if they're under no performance reviews or any problems, that's what we're looking for. We also have a performance management plan that we go through, so we're implementing that as we speak, but it's not been fully done yet. So, but that will be part of what we do. But 3 to 6%. Some of them have got higher just because we've wanted to adjust certain things or change of roles. But generally speaking, 3 to 6% is what we're doing. And 25,000 is the baseline salary that we start with all our VAs. Hope that makes sense. Makes it essential. Let's go jump to you guys. If you've got questions, if you are on Instagram, I can see you down here. Cool. And if you are on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, you can drop a question down below, and I will answer them. So, Jay Captain, okay, yeah, cheers Tom, really helpful. Would you even stick to that rule if there's as many as 20 competitors? Surely it'd be harder to win the buy box. No, because if the products are selling, and it's selling well, and it's a fast selling, let's say for example it's 20 competitors, and they've got 200 sales a month, that's still 10 sales per thing, then I would still consider that. I'd still use that metric, and that metric applies across everything. So I understand what you're saying. So again, we're looking at how many am I going to sell, and also multiply by the profit, and is that more than £15 per month? Would it be worth it? And again, what you might do is just keep increasing that as your business gets bigger, to say, I'm not interested in small, maybe I'll push up to 20, 25, 30, £30 per month. That's going to be helpful. Jay Kaplan again, obviously if still accumulates to be profitable and sells monthly worth. Yeah, agreed. You've got to keep doing that. It's good. Guys, drop your questions down below. Saurish1 on Instagram has joined, and I think it's Radico, has joined. I can see you down there. I've got about 5 minutes left. Otherwise, I'm going to be running off to a business class lounge. If you want to know, I'm flying off to Manila. Actually, I'm flying to Dubai tonight. In 4.5 hours, I will be in Dubai. Or 5.5, well, 3.5 hours. Man's got to get to the airport soon. I will be in Dubai, or flying to Dubai, 12.5 hour flight, Orlando to Dubai. Looking forward to it. Business class Emirates, third time? Second time I'm flying Emirates. Looking forward to it. And then I think I fly Etihad, I think it is, I move from Dubai over to Abu Dhabi, but I've got 2 days in Dubai and 1 day in Abu Dhabi before I go to Manila. Hashtag excited. Just need to change my body clock. Let's jump on. Sammy Islam. Hey Sammy, do the Fast Track FBA lead service release leads throughout the day or around that time? We don't stagger them, we don't control them. It's literally as my team submit them. Like literally within about 10 seconds of submitting, you will get a copy of that lead. So it's whenever the team submit. Generally speaking, it's early in the day. Why? Because my team are based in the Philippines and the net result is that just is what happens. So think about that. Just be mindful that they're probably going to be early in the day, not late. But I think my team, they'll probably start logging in about 5 hours time. So maybe nighttime UK, nighttime US, you'll start seeing deals pop in again. So that does happen. So just be mindful of that. So let's go there. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense, Sammy Islam. Massive action, Dubai, cheaper taxes. You thought about it? Yeah, there is, but there is things. If you just want to know at a very fundamental level, if you are looking to do tax, like if you want to set your tax residency in Dubai, generally the way you do it is you need to be in Dubai for 1 night. You need to show a different entry and exit date on your passport every 6 months. That's it. You just got to be in the country to maintain residency in Dubai. The other problem you're going to have is that if you live in the United Kingdom for the majority of your time, well now United Kingdom say we appreciate you're a resident in Dubai, but you spent more than half the year in the United Kingdom, and there's a ties test, it's called residency test, and they'll be like, appreciate that, but we're going to tax you anyway. So you can't get around it by being a tax resident in Dubai and living in the UK. It doesn't work. UK will bill you or expect taxes from you because you spent enough time in the country. So yeah, just a consideration. 3 minutes, let's go faster. How did you make the jump from UK to USA and EU? Lots of products and offer in other countries. We didn't really. UK was obviously we still run today. We created a whole brand new company for USA. It's sources, purchasing managers that they do the same methodology, different marketplace. That's it. EU we're thinking about, but I'm probably honest. I don't think we'll start until 2024. Like, I don't think we're going to do EU until 2024. I think we're going to keep focusing on the UK and USA this year. Just keep growing that. That's it. There's so much opportunity, and I don't want to spread our deals too thin. I see the negative effect of that. My business could be so much better if I'd probably just focused more. So yeah, I want to be doing that. So just team copy paste. That's it. T Clapton. Hey Tom, another question about FTF leads. Has there been improvement or changes in the past month? In regards to what? Like, I'm not too sure what you mean. We still have the ungating methodology, so like when you go onto a deal, you'll check and it will check to see if you're ungated. Say if you're having to like do it yourself, we'll do it. We don't allow, should we say, I'm not sure if it's been, but we will make it so that that's something you're going to have to do. The only thing we're going to kind of advise on top of that is we'll give you like 20 ASINs to try and auto ungate beforehand, and then we'll detect that and then show you the deals. The reason is it doesn't really make sense to kind of have this feature where it will detect it for you and then we can remove it so you can do it manually. Like, it just gives really, like, we're just making your whole process slower, and the idea is to speed it up. So hope that makes sense. So not sure if, like, have a look. I don't think there's been any big, by the way, if you've got any account on Fast Track FBA, like if you can log into Fast Track FBA, you can see the lead service. That's the one thing I say. You don't need to have a payment subscription to see the deals, but you do need a payment subscription to be able to buy the deals. But you can unlock and see the deals and check it. You can just go straight in and have a look at them now. You don't need to have an account for the thing. So Terry, you can jump back into that. SJ, where's the webinar link? So this is the webinar, how to grow your business by $10,000 per month in just 5 hours a week. Fasttrackfba.com. Fasttrackfba.com. You'll see a little pop-up turn up. That little pop-up in the right-hand corner will show you that webinar. If not, you'll check your emails. We sent out an email today about it as well. So, but you'll see a pop-up in the website, fasttrackfba.com. The moment you log in, just give it a second to load, and it'll show up in the bottom right-hand corner. So I hope that makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, that is time. Tom needs to go fly to Dubai. As I said last week, there will be no more lives this week. I will be live next week, but not this week. This is the first and the last live for this week. I will be back next week, but I'm having to like change my body clock, sleep. Next week I will be live, and I'll be waking up to do the live with you guys. So next week I'll be doing it, but this week no more lives on YouTube, Instagram or anything. But next week definitely I'll be back as per normal and go from there. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say a really big thank you. Stay safe. I'm now going to jump on my flight. Bye. Man, it's coffee.